So, the roadblock number 1, lack of understanding of the value of marketing automation. So, probably you know what marketing automation is and what you can get from it, and that's why you want to implement the system. But to be honest, your friends or your coworkers don't necessarily need to know what it is, and why should they care about it? So it will be a lot easier for you to perform the entire implementation and work with them if they could understand what they can get out of it. The roadblock number 2 are conflicts regarding the choice of the software. So you're pretty sure that you know which software will be the best for your task, but the rest of your team is not so sure about that. And we've seen it over and over again. If you went for a meeting where you wanted to push through the software that you want, and someone asks you, do you have any proof that this software is worth its money and we shouldn't choose another one, and you have no answer to that question, then you're in huge trouble. We've even seen it in some implementation when the implementation started and it was down the road when someone said, you know what, I have this friend who has a friend who has a friend, and that guy said that this other software is even better. And you need to be sure when you start the implementation that there won't be situations like that. You need to have it laid out, and everyone has to agree that, all right, we've made an informed decision that this software is the one that we're going to use, and we're not going to talk about it anymore. So roadblock number 2, conflicts regarding the choice of the software. Best thing you could do your homework. Roadblock number 3, lack of cooperation of the technical team. So the idea here is that each technical team has so much to do, and seriously, it's not their life goal to make your life easier. Like, they have their own KPIs and they have to keep up the system, and implementing a marketing automation system or any other system on the website, for them, it's just another hassle. So there are 2 key things here. You need to make yourself clear regarding this cooperation, and second thing, you need to streamline your cooperation to make it as seamless for them as it is possible. Otherwise, it will be a nightmare. I would say that roadblock number 4 is the most common one. No knowledge about the way the system works. You know, as I said before, if your team does not have any knowledge about what marketing automation is and what they can get out of it, then there is no discussion about their learning about how the system works. But their knowledge about the system is crucial, because if they don't know how it works, they're not able to understand what it's capable of. And if they're not able to understand what it's capable of, they will not come up with ideas on how to improve their systems in their departments. And if they don't come up with ideas on how to improve work in their departments, then the whole implementation fails. So making sure that everyone knows everything about the system that you implement is crucial. The roadblock number 5 is lack of legal clearance. So the legal aspect of implementation is very often neglected. And we had situations over and over again. We had situations when we discussed with a client so many ideas, what he could automate and this and that, and the marketers, the support team, they were all engaged and they had brilliant ideas. And at the end of this road, the legal team just said, you know what, we can't do that. And nobody asks questions. It's just, no, this won't happen. So the idea here is that you need to invite the legal team as early in the implementation as possible, so that they can give clearance as you go, or set rules for what you can do or you cannot do as you go. Because having this, brilliant idea that someone just destroys with one word, it's very depressing, and it will be hard for you to push the implementation further after such situations. So roadblock number 5, no legal clearance, super important and very easy to be neglected. Roadblock number 7, changing priorities and lack of time. So, even if the head of sales or the head of customer support understands the value of marketing automation, it doesn't necessarily mean that down the road, when they're low on KPIs or something happens, they don't go, oh, you know what, I don't have time for this week, this month, or this year. So you cannot have these situations like that, and in this tutorial we'll show you how to make sure that it won't happen. Roadblock number 8, budget limitation. So I'm sure that roadblock number 8, budget limitations. So it's like 100% clear that you're going to hear a question, why should we pay for that? Or why shouldn't we buy a cheaper software? Why this more expensive software isn't better? So you need to have a very clear idea of why you want to spend this amount of money. Because to be honest, marketing automation is not something that you just buy and you pay for it and that's it. Like you do it so that you can get return on that. So in this case, being very clear about what kind of results do you want to receive and what kind of improvement in revenue those might bring and how valuable those are is very important.